a cocksucker, haters face so hard you need to lose your heart. Born an asshole, it was not my choice. Spitfire, deaf bitches wanna fuck my voice. The music starts, turn it off like fuck that noise. Pussy stick like fish, so I guess I fuck that coin. Hitting my pipes, then the blue man grew. Cause I'm doing this shit, don't mean you can't too. Strap it to gap like Cool Hand Luke. Fuck the hairy Asian bitch with it, push it like a Fu Manchu. Bitch, I'll climb a ladder with no hands. Came on your bitch's face, she looking like a snowman. Yeah, I'm living the future, you got no plan. Roll my blunts fucking fatter than Roseanne. We fuck that grand bitch, I got a forest on me. Crew brain dead, we looking like a horde of zombies. Mighty Morphin bitch, I got that fucking Jordan on me. Buck shots, give me the bottle, bitch, I'm pour it on me. Can't comprehend what's going on, I'm too gone. This ain't my face, bitch, this ugly face is glued on. Bought a 3-star off a fucking Groupon. I'm a broke kid running game with no shoes on. I don't rap and smack my dick on the mic. Sell 500 tracks on me ripping a pipe. Motherfucker, I'm sick on the mic. Get a DV revive when he gets spun on some white. Go rougher than bong hits with no water. How the fuck you worship a book with no author? Killing so much rappers, bitch, this is a slaughter. Anton doesn't tell these daddies to hide their fucking daughters. Little bitch, yeah, that's you. Heard you got hooked up a little bit of ammo, kid. I got some bad news. You fly like a plane, I'll crash you. Run your motor mouth, bitch, I'll smack you. I go ape shit on your wax, dude. Throw my shit, pick up my chest like a baboon. What you want, a black Jew that rap scenes and acts too? Fuck that gay shit, pass through, and y'all facts faker than statues. School here, this my classroom, with your mixtape sitting in a bathroom. Fuck y'all and y'all values. Check a vodka, proper value. Down deals, Illuminati. Ratchets here to pollute your mind frame, so lose your psychic. Who can I think? Every day talking to the music I make, when losing I think. You can kindly suck my dick till shoes aside me, or a can fight me. Coming out your bitch with my fresh rare case, you can buy my Nike. You better than me, bitch, that's unlikely. Are you psycho? I might be slightly better picture for the future, so I might decide me. But I feel like I got bitch, I'm Bruce Almighty. I need a love on me, my mind is frightening. Underground bitch, so it's time for writing. Run independent shit, no time for signing. For your running bitch, I couldn't give a fuck if you like me. Fuck, who is this? I think I'm losing it. Where do we not? I could use a hit. Goddamn it, bitch, trying to get the lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn it, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn it, I'm a lunatic. Lunatic, goddamn it, goddamn it, I'm a lick, I'm a lick, goddamn it, lunatic, goddamn it, goddamn it, I'm a lick, I'm a lick, goddamn it, lunatic, goddamn it, goddamn it, I'm a lick, I'm a lick, goddamn it, lunatic, goddamn it, I'm a lunatic. You a psycho? Fuck you, bitch, I know. Where the fuck did my mind go? I'm on a tightrope with a blindfold. Running mid stage, you a sideshow. Bitch, you ain't big shit, you a silo. I'm fucking I got on script with a typo. You won't use up and recycle. Oh my god, grab your Bible. Style all your friends and rivals. That's here when it's coming with a title. Bitch, I've been doing all the shit with my eyes closed. Never ever leaving with a nightfall. Then I'm dancing on the control prideful. Now I'm a idol. It's survival. Fuck beast, motherfucker, I'm primal. I know, I embrace the hate. Kill motherfuckers, I erase the face. And I wake and bake cause I hate today. Screaming fucking super earth bitch. I hate this place. It's a waste of space. Cut out mundane and plain. I'll be sensitive at the race when I raise a blade. Fill a bucket full of blood as I drain your veins. Can contain insane. You gotta train your brain. If you're aiming at the fame, you gotta change your lane. Play the game. If I hit no one bitch, they just back his fucking face when I play to stay. Gotta cake the snakes. I'm a hungry motherfucker finna take the cake. And a smoke party bitch, so stay awake. Rappers gonna die back, fly to the top for your place on stage. Fuck, who is this? I think I'm losing it. Where do we not? I could use a hit. Goddamn it, bitch, trying to get the lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn it, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn it, I'm a lunatic. Lunatic, goddamn it, goddamn it, I'm a lick, I'm a lick, goddamn it, lunatic, goddamn it, goddamn it, I'm a lick, I'm a lick, goddamn it, lunatic, goddamn it, goddamn it, I'm a lick, I'm a lick, goddamn it, lunatic, goddamn it, I'm a lunatic. Fuck, who is this? I think I'm losing it. Where do we not? I could use a hit. Goddamn it, Lunatic, goddamn, I'm a lunatic, bitch, I'm a fuck. I hope you understand. Shit on the track and I wreck the sound. Getting booty with a band of pirates. I'm a grown ass man, but I act so child. Let's go to sick verse with a blood in my mouth. How about some black hers what I'm talking about? As soon as I arrive, bitch, you're walking back out. If you wanna talk shit, keep my name out your mouth, bitch. What the fuck would you want me to talk about? With your shit, cash in and ball now. Fuck that, that's the shit that I laugh about. Smoke up, don't pass, and they're blocking her. Bitch, stab and break you like a better shout. Deliver this message to dragon, tell him kill himself. Hot box a hollow tree with some killer elves. Fuck a label independent, I'ma keep it well.
Hope you understand.
Fuck is the plan? Got a blunt in my hand. Got bomb like Japan. Hope you understand. Fucking the man. You don't understand. Hold your hand. I hope you understand. Fucking all black, coming Darth Vader. Swinging my dick like a fucking lightsaber. Pussy ass rapper got him shaking like a vibrator. Other than the ice skater skating on a skyscraper. Mindset of a intervention that been cut loose. Kill a faggot with another doing kung fu. Shoot a bitch with super soaker full of cum juice. And if you hate on me, then fuck you. Get hotter than the Middle East. I want to major bitch and juices in the little league. Your granny's gonna find your body in a little creek. Hit a blunt, hit a bitch, then I hit the beat. Pockets on hella killing, you'll never speak. Smoking weed in public, crack never ever tweaks. Squeaky clean, weed on me, but I never reek. The first is freak, hot as hell, bitch, you ain't deep.
Hope you understand.
I hope you understand. Fuck is the plan? Got a blunt in my hand. Got bomb like Japan. I hope you understand. Fucking the man. You don't understand. Hold your hand. I hope you understand. Fuck is the plan? Got a blunt in my hand. Got bomb like Japan. I hope you understand. Fucking the man. You don't understand. Hold your hand. I hope you understand. Understand. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm stuck on my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm stuck on my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Better get this bitch like it's motherfucking tired of me. They get it in my head from my multiple lobotomies. I burned out and ready when you better got some monster drip that got my own ball rolling and nobody stopping me. Spit the raw shit, my saliva must be hot and seem to rap and fabricate. It's just so hard enough to see the seam started from the fucking bottom, hard enough to say the least. So I'm smoking weed, bursting off these faggots, hate me. Radic, why do you wanna do this? Fucking bitch because I love music. To hate me cause I'm not a dumb bitch. Brainwashed like a trained dog with a fucking chain on my neck. No cage on my head, my patience is left. Underground bitch, so I say that I'm dead. All the way to kill this crazy motherfucking kid. Shoot me in the face and stab a fucking snake in my chest. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm stuck on my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm stuck on my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Fuck this 9 to 5, shouldn't see me alive. I'm working away my life, fast, sick by a ride. Got no weed up in my pipe, no money to get by. Someone shot me alive, fuck, I feel like I could die. My limit's at the sky, waving at the game by. These pussy rappers are coming out, talentless and dry. They sell you their lies, bullshit, while you're not your hand to buy and to buy. They don't even gotta try. Here's a flash and here's a little flicker. Picture a glass, a picture with a little bit of liquor. Put it through your kids and let that bitter mix so they're like a river in your liver. Can they kill it? Are you feeling richer or sicker? Bitch, watch me like my swisher. Watch me with my Richard, I was sicker than your sister. Disaster to the system, I'm a swag you with some wisdom. So listen, bitch, before you become a victim of the prison. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm stuck on my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm stuck on my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. You blind fuckers can't see through the fog. You need to evolve, cause you're fucking crazy if you believe in a God. Here's my sign, so is every fraud. Every other motherfucker in the world is flawed, but they still get appalled when they see me as odd. But you know that I'm raw, I just needed the thought. I'm the motherfucking shit from my knees to my jaw. Fuck this shit, ran and sick of being patient. I can take it, wicked, make it beats up in my bitch. So will I ever fucking make it underrated with no payment and it's playing days hate all the shit that I'm creating? Smoke weed like I'm Jamaican. Your brain is vacant, you were born in
think that it's very difficult for them to win out this veto process with how strong Gambit Youngsters have been over the last couple of months. And I don't know, like, Nordavind are a really strong team. There's no doubt about it. They are a top contender in Tier 2 Counter-Strike, but when you've got such a hot streak for Gambit Youngsters, you really need to be giving it 110% if you want any chance in this series.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, like in general, they've sort of won out the veto in the first two maps as well because, you know, Inferno is Nordavind's most played map, but it is sort of down there in the lower echelons of the most won maps. You know, I mean, it's kind of a bit weird because of forcing their hand because you can't really pick Dust 2 because Gambit Youngsters is probably going to smash you on Dust 2. You know, the nuke was banned out very early on, so that one's also out of the picture, despite it being the highest won map in the entire pool for Nordavind. So, you know, there's a couple of different issues with the way that their veto could have gone, and, you know, they kind of had their hand forced a bit. Even then, you know, just thinking about the firepower, if you don't have that firepower basis, then things are going to get a little bit awkward for you on that Nordavind camp. But I want to talk a bit more about those guys a little bit because, you know, these guys have been a bit hit and miss for me as of late. You know, they've sort of had some good performances, some bad performances, and they have sort of like shown situations in which they almost fell off the edge of a cliff. And I wanted to ask you about that real quick because, like, this must be one of the toughest opponents they've faced in a long time, Dwayne.
Yeah, look, it certainly is, and I think Nordavind are very hit and miss. You don't know whether they're going to show up in a great way or whether they're going to be really quiet. We saw in the playoffs they had a really tough series against Gamer Legion in Multiverse Week 5, and that was very surprising. Then losing to a team like Navi Jr., it's very hit and miss for Nordavind recently. And look, jumping into the knife round, you've got to think for them, they need to be looking at their star players. You've got to get HS clutching out, you've got to get Nordavind, NATO Safix hitting out his AWP shots, and you've just got to be able to clutch rounds because honestly, if you're not clutching rounds, Gambit Youngsters are going to punish you.
Yeah, and you've got to look towards those starting halves as well for them on the first map of the series. I could see a way that they need to try to get their favourite side start. You know, probably CT side in that respect over from the Nordavind camp. So yeah, as you mentioned, you know, knife round is going to probably be quite a lot out for these guys, and they will get their CT start at the very least. And Nordavind have that much of in this one. As we look towards our pistol, I want to ask you real quick for your predictions. How do you feel about this matchup here? How do you feel about the idea of a Nordavind upset? Or do you think the series, the streak, is going to continue here for the Gambit Youngsters?
Yes, I do. I think it's going to be a pretty simple 2-0 coming out for Gambit Youngsters. I don't see Nordavind being able to put up a big enough fight to take a map away. I just think Gambit Youngsters are on such a hot streak at the moment, and they're not going to slow down anytime soon.
Absolutely, they won't. I'm kind of in agreement with you. I think that Inferno, whilst it could be a good time for Nordavind, will certainly be an opportunity to do something against that. I mean, they could stop the streak with the basis of that map, but for me, I'm personally on board the 2-0 hype train. If Gambit Youngsters do win that, then of course they will be on for their 2-0 series, and I think there's no stopping them from that. So let's jump into our pistol round here. It's Nordavind actually on the T side start, so I was mistaken on that knife victory. That's my bad. The defuse kit for Nafany here on the double flash as well. Utility for HS and Harry. Single smoke in for the T-side utility. I would have thought there were double smokes, the flashbangs would come out for the B-side execute towards Croffins, and Cross seems to be the most common pistol strap. But for this one, they're playing on the defaults here, out towards mid and banana. No aggressive face from Gambit Youngsters.
Triple man set up as well for the Gambit Youngsters over at this B-side of the map. And Nafany with a couple of flashes, if it times right, especially if they get a smoke down towards CT, can really help the B defenders to try and get a lot of these picks through.
USP pushed back, flashes over, smokes down, taps coming through, and it will be Shiro to open up the round here. Super gets Harry next up in the back lines, double headshot coming out against HS. Looking at Savage in the back line, Nafany gets that kill, 10th kill responds with 1, and it is simple kills across the board here for Gambit Youngsters. A brick wall posted up in the back line, and everybody goes down for the pistol round.
Oh, great pistol shots coming out from Gambit Youngsters. And for Nordavind, they're so blind on the site. Nafany chucks 2 flashes in from CT, and all it really comes down to is they're just completely blind. That's... I am dead now. He really is. That's a good one. I haven't seen that spray before. I like that. Good on you, Tansky.
Isn't it a rare spray? Like,
you reckon?
I think so. I mean, I can't remember. I never really kept up with the spray games and like opening sprays, but T-side players going fast out, and they may be dead again. Nice nade on 3. High HP player peeking out, getting shot to the hell down. Harry left for dead, and all of Nordavind going to rotate right back out. Banana go down towards the mid position. The smokes are up from the CT count to ensure that nobody else can make their way up. Out to the apartments though, can still find an entry towards the A site.
HE again. This time around, not doing any damages. They're just trying to waterfall onto A, get a bomb plant, but that incendiary, they go right, no, we're going back towards Boiler, and back into the MP9. Shiro shutting it all down. That is Suffix to find a trade. But these SMGs, they're hungry, Jay.
Yeah, Speed's hungry as well there for Supra. Didn't see the player drop out of the window, actually, so he just gets 1 pick. No more than that, though. Nafany gets his 2K.
Oh no, it's oh my goodness, boys.
What are you guys doing?
So I'm guessing that the player towards the bottom had an MP9 and they wanted to recover the FAMA and the M4, and I don't know what just happened there, but the M4 didn't get saved. Gambit Yanksters going up 2-0 now, going into the bye round. They've got Shiro on the AWP, the main man, to be able to strike for an opening kill.
That might wreck Gambit Yanksters' economy in the early game, like especially if they lose this next round. A good shot from the AWP down towards the mid position. Harry dealt with the 60, a little bit less than 60 HP actually. And Nordavind that up towards the banana control. Molotovs down, AKs with the flashbangs out. Going to face up here with further utility, but not much else here. It's just Chrome and tag the 36. Super low for Nordavind. Gambit Youngsters using the utility to force the HP advantage.
Very proactive at the moment on the map. Gambit Youngsters always looking to try and take a fight or do some utility damage. Now they're going to back off a second player out of, or the third player out of B to rotate into A. Shiro, he may be left alone here with the AWP. He's seen a lot of information though.
Super ready for it. Flash against him for Mars. Takes down a bomb planter. Harry gets a trade back. AWP can't handle all the pressure from this one. Shoulder bait takes out the bait shot, and the kill comes through against him. So 4 on 3. The T's gaining advantage, getting the bomb site as well. This might be a save call from the rest of Gambit Youngsters.
Yeah, they're very slow on the rotations, and what a couple of unreal opening kills coming out for Harry. Super just staying around, or Insa's, sure I should say, staying around for just way too long with that AWP, getting jiggled out. And Gambit Youngsters does look like they're going to try and go for it. Nafany just pushes through the coffin smoke, does not deny that bomb from going down though.
They weren't expecting that. 3 on 3 situation. Axel starts moving up. HS over on the coffin position. Burst through on the M4. Nafany takes Tensky. Gets a nice triple on for the Quadra against Harry. He challenges directly in the back line. Trying to hide behind Pillar and Dark. These are known entities to the CT forces. Now known as position as well. Nades up. Damage done. Nafany gets away with 4 frags. What's a round from him? Almost denying the bomb plant and everything. He did so much for Gambit Youngsters on the retake.
That was a phenomenal retake. Things are looking really great for Nordavind. They had a 4 on 3 that established control out to the B bomb side. I mean, even the play, no one's watching that coffin smoke from Nordavind. The coordination just not there, realizing the fact that there's a possibility of some over-aggression. 3-0. At least it's a bomb plan for Nordavind to give them that extra bit of money to work with, but it's only going to be a couple of upgraded pistols going into round 4.
Tech-9's on 3, Deagle's on 2, Kevlar and helmets, because there's just about enough money for Nordavind to justify that. Bomb plant bonus would be great going into their rifles. No kills found this early on here for the CT side. By being AKs on 2 players here, the aggressive faces have just not quite been in check for the Gambit Youngsters squad. Out to their mid control, and second mid control from Nordavind. It's very passive and carefully played.
I tell you what, Nordavind have done a really great job of trying to bait out this AWP quite often in the last couple of rounds. 3 players here over at the A bomb site, rotating the arch player back towards library, and for Nordavind, with the moto smoke being set up, they'll just try and see if they can execute their way into A.
Smokes down on the long crosses from sight and from brackets. Burst through, Axel standing, enters. Trying to put some damage on with the nades. 1 player rounds that corner with the AWP. 2-for-1 trade actually favors Nordavind in this one. So plant secured again. Another 4v3 retake for the CT side.
That bomb, though, they need to recover it. It's out and towards the open for the moment. Netosavic's going to pick it up and try and get it planted towards the back of the site. And Gambit Youngsters, this time around, Jay, they're not interested. They're just giving the site up.
Lost quite a lot of money in the last couple of rounds, so it is kind of understandable. It's a bit of a weird sort of abrupt ending to the opening momentum here for the Gambit Youngsters, though. Nordavind have taken pistols and managed to get a round out of it. AK recovered and all. It's a good start for Nordavind, obviously. They get themselves back in the game, but...
Sure.
Even so, Gambit Youngsters... The 4v3 retake against 4 rifles in the last round. This round, however, not such a force forward in this one, so... The first on the board for Nordavind. I don't know if a rebuy can... actually, yeah, probably a rebuy will come through here. You know, Axel will come invest. See if he can drop a weapon to Inters. That's exactly what he'll do. So yeah, 4 rifles coming back in with the AWP in play for Shiro.
And this has got to be the chance for Nordavind. They realise the fact of, after winning a round where they only had a few upgrades, that they've at least targeted the economy from Gambit Youngsters. So they'll know it's not the strongest of buys in the world. It's going to be a fammer up for Inters. Nordavind. This time around, not even looking to try and take some banana control. And I think they realized, because how much of util has come down for Gambit Youngsters in these last few rounds, the Molotovs, the HGs, and the city side, they're trying to take control.
Flashes in, Nafany. Towards the woods, that cubby corner, the AWP is sure there to play contact. The third player going to put a smoke up and just back off towards the A bomb side, because that defensive main needed here. Nordavind are leaning to the apartments. Still pretty passive on the bomb's position is, and 2 players out towards the banana entrance, but for the most part, this does look like it's probably going to end up being an A play.
Shiro, he's going to get forced back, which means Nafany's going to be alone, but only 1 kill comes through. Great trade from Shiro, and that holds on the man advantage for Gambit Youngsters.
Yeah, well placed there and well communicated from the Gambit Youngsters. Shiro prepping his teammates, saying, I'm flashed, I'm out of here, you need to defend. Get 1 kill, I'll reface, and that's exactly what happened there. Nordavind now down by a man, putting a little bit of utility out towards the B side to bait in a rotation, and they'll be successful with that much, but there's still 2 players standing by on A with re-smokes down as well. Super is not going to full commit to that rotation position. It enters 1 man on site alongside Axel for Marson M4. Flashes in to try and blind them off. Super can't get an angle just yet. Tensky's head's been seen. He's going to line up alongside Netosavic's here to the bomb site. Sprays Manic. He gets that pick. Trying to get a second frag, but the FAMAS does do so. Super swings on HS to get that final trade, and Gambit Youngsters return fire to 4.
Nordavind just not able to find the instant sort of gradual lead or even momentum on this T side. As soon as they get around, it's instantly answered back. Now they will be able to get a buy-in through round number 6. And you've got to think that maybe a tactical pause might start to come out. I'd like to see them taking banana control a little bit earlier on. It feels like they're very passive towards banana, and it's giving a lot of control away to the CT side.
Molotov's down. Flashes over. Smokes back from the CT cam. The incendiaries as well. HG's on. It is Harry there with the first headshot. Super quickly turns it back over for the CT camp. Not allowing anything to go the way of Nordavind if possible. And again, he's going to force them to go back passive and look towards the A site play.
That was just 2 raw ride swings coming out. Shiro finds 1. Trades are very quick between these 2 sides. And Nordavind might continue the pressure.
Incendiary's back. Inter's going to push through smoke. Axel will find that kill, drop that bomb. NATO suppressed by another good smoke, so there's going to have to extend even further out than this. Good timing on a flashbang, but Inter still gets the pick on the man. The AK of Tensky revealing his final position, 1 on 3 for him. So the element of surprise is gone. The bomb's in the open. The CT set the crossfire. This should be a 5th for Gambit Youngsters, making it look easy here on CT side.
Yeah, look, they certainly are, and they're making it look easy. It certainly isn't. But everything at the moment, crossfires, timing, it's looking fantastic. And one thing that I don't think a lot of tier 2 teams have is how long lineups have been together. These boys have been together for what? It's got to be at least like 16, 17 months. They've been together for so long. I think it was like mid last year that these guys formed. And when you play together for so long, things like timings and rotations and crossfires, it just gels so easily, and that's what we're seeing on the server.
Halfway around for the T side with no real choice or say in the matter. Nordavind have kind of lost control of this. And the economy game was looking awkward there from Gambit Yanksters, and it still is, but they're able to force the issue pretty nicely with force buys, so down to the basics here for the pistols, the AK being the only rifle in play for Nordavind, the only firepower weapon they can work with, and they're going to go towards the B-bomb site here. Been a pretty successful element for them so far when it's come to being taken control of. Won the round off of it. Nades on. Oh my god! How more perfect can you get for Gambit Yanksters? They are so low. They're all going to die. Super will get 2. They do find a couple of trades back at the very least, but a 3-on-2 with those kind of numbers, this is going to be real difficult here for Nordavind.
I'll get a bomb plant. That's all you need. Bomb plant at the most. And Shiro's going to make sure that he's not seeing anyone go over to the left side, so they know both of the T's have to be on that right side.
Flash smoke in. Tensky, did he make any noise? I think he might have done. Oh no, they're just going to suppress that position. Blind spray. Axel returns some damage. He does get that headshot in though. 2-on-2. Chance available. Into takes just back to it's all on Tensky to clutch. Sees that bomb. Knows that they're not there. Out in the open. Nature his position doing damage. Shiro looking to face against him. Should know that this angle is pretty much being watched out for. He lines up the player behind him but doesn't get the player in front. Shiro just has enough time for this defuse. And therefore it will be 6-1 for Gambit Yanksters. A good effort from Nordavind, but the immense amount of damage done by nades.
Yeah, look, those 2 nades were actually placed just so perfectly. Like, they did so much damage, and you've got to think for Nordavind, they're actually pretty happy. They get a bomb plan, they get 4 kills, make it a very expensive round for that CT side. And Gambit Youngsters just peeking together, wide swinging as a unit to try and face up against Tensky. 6-1 on the board, and Nordavind, they're taking a timeout. They need to have a bit of a breather just to talk about what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, you've been dead quite a few times, Tensky, mate. I mean, keep going. The entire teaspoon's going to be riddled in that spray because, I mean, you guys are getting wrecked at the moment. 6-1 for Gambit Youngsters. And it looks to just get better and better. Unless Nordavind can change something. Of course, they have kept these rounds close, therefore the economy is still relatively low for the CT camp. Look at Nafri, right past the wood stack. Harry is not known. They think they might be safe in the back. HS going to be dead to the spray, and super blind onto Croman takes him down. Harry's still sitting in the midst of the smoke. Most of the bullets will fly past him. He'll force forward, but the CTs fall back.
Oh, this could be big from Harry, though. The thing is, as soon as contact's made, Nafni's going to drop that smoke, and instantly he can't carry further. Already 2 players going down pretty much instantly in the round off just the back of aggression towards Nana. Oh, they're faking the flower pot boost. That's a bit interesting.
Yeah. Trying to get out of dodge. Flashbangs over for this defensive, hoping that Nordavind are going to get caught by it, or at least try and time it well against the execute now coming in. The smoke's down, the Molotov's coming out. Crossfire set from the M4 and the AK. Now fully towards Cross to just flash out position. Super's going to get Molotov down a dark, seeing one player. Coppins gets that transfer, looks for his second. A bit awkward on the second man spray. So Tensky actually gets the 2 picks. A 3-on-2 scenario though. From Arsis are out, smoke straight in. And Tensky, here's the body block. Gets a triple. Can he get the quadra or the ace? 2-on-2 situation. Gambit Youngsters up for another retake.
It's down to the Danes, Tensky and NATO Sapphics to try and hold on to this post pump. Both of them have started to aggress out through coffins into the construction position, and Gambit Youngsters going to tap that bomb. No one's sticking at the moment. NATO Sapphics peeking out, hasn't seen anything, has seen Axel, but he still doesn't know where Tensky is.
And then a second, the bomb. Good kill from Axel. NATO Sapphics going to have to force forward to hear those footsteps. Axel gets the kill, but 10 seconds to the defuse. Should have left up for Inders on the kit, but I think he's just got enough time. Actually, hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
He's got a kit. Just give it to him. Oh, don't do me like that. Like that's classic CLG.
Mate, if that round had fallen apart thanks to the kit not being used, I think there would be like justification to kick him from the team. Like that is not a mistake you want to make here.
Oh, Kooster had a kit. I mean, that was pretty much exactly the same. But look, that time they just held on to it. A 7-1 Nordavind. A bit of a wake-up call. I mean, they would have known this would have been a tough best of 3, but this is their map pick of Inferno.
Smoke set. Now towards the cross position again to the B-bomb site. Nades at the ready with smokes down from the CT count to stop any players coming in from Nordavind. They're not going to play out to that B-bomb site just yet, though. They're going to just rotate back out into the mid and second mid areas, into the apartments for Tensky in particular, the most aggressive player from Nordavind. But it's not active, you know, it's not facing into a bomb site just yet.
Very silent from Nordavind. So Gambit Youngsters don't really have a lot of information on what the play is. A boost up for Supra towards this new box position. And Anthony's got a resmoke. As soon as utility comes out, even before, he's going to resmoke up towards the top of Banana. And this just means it's going to be even slower now for Nordavind.
Smoke down. Molotov in towards the new box as well. Will it catch the Supra? It will catch Daphne instead. Croman gets them both regardless. And finally, a good execute with a man advantage. Tensky, however, traded back over in the apartments. 3-on-3 scenario. And a chance for Gambit Youngsters to reach. Straight forward in towards second mid, spray through, drops the first, not the second. Tensky finds the trade back, scout shot connects to a tag, not a frag. Harry deals with both rifles, we're in a 4-on-3.
And for Gambit Youngsters, you've got to think, right, they've got 2 weapons to work with. Just see if you can find some kills with it, and that's exactly what happens. We see Inters and Shiro lights out, very aggressive in the opening fights. Those couple of players go down, and for the rest of them, this round should be pretty much over. Nordavind's going to be running into A, and they only need to deal with the USP of Supra.
USP, you mentioned, lone pistol, not seen here. He gets the tag on the first man. Oh, Supra! How's he done that? Against rifles, he's got an AK to work with. Backups on the way. If he gets a third pick, that would be absolute insanity from the man. No, Tensky takes him down. And Deagle's up and Anthony, dealt with all the same. Supra! Supra man more like, how did he get those kills?
What? I was thinking, yeah, USP is probably going to find 10 points of damage and get killed, but no, he gets 2 kills instead. What?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't understand either. And Gambit Youngsters can be really happy with that. 3 kills in a round where they didn't have much to work with. Pretty good stuff. Axel, oh, look at the aggression.
Oh, him and Inter's going to combine for both the picks this time. The second mid face, almost the exact same setup, and it catches Nordavind off guard. 5-on-3 situation. And the damage being sustained by the T-side economy, this could be a back-breaking round here if Gambit Youngsters can win it confidently, and they're facing out towards brackets without taking a single flashbang. Shira's going to get the info on where the bomb and 2 players are at. Can't get the kills yet. Croman will catch off Axel for that much, but 4-on-3 situation. The CT still at the advantage as the hit looks to start coming through here. HS trying to lead the charge out of the apartments. They're stalled for a second. If they get into this, they can secure a bomb plant. It all comes up to him to hold the defensive here. Molotov out position, spray through, he goes down.
3-on-3. Nordavind are actually in a really great position. It's going to be a long rotation out from the B defender. Even damage done from an 8 onto Shiro. A 3-on-3. Croman's tagged up. And Gambit Youngsters don't have a lot of utility, but they do have a kit to work with.
Mask facing, looking down to the pit position. One kit on Nafany coming forward from the short position. Super's going to fall. Awkward turnaround for the headshot on Croman. And now it's left to Nafany in a 1-on-3 situation. A good start there from the CT camp, and Nordavind chiming right back in.
Yeah, they're coming into their own now. And we saw a couple of mistakes being there made from Nordavind. I don't know if they thought that long was smoked or that someone else was supposed to flash them in, but there was two players, both Harry and Croman, that just ran into brackets. First of all, looking towards short and not over to long with no utility. But it's the entries on the side, the execution, and locking it down in the post plant, which is really important. Finding their groove at the moment, 4 rounds in a row for the international side. And Gambit Yanksters, got to think, probably frustrated at the moment that they're not able to find a response.
Double nades, Nafany's down. They don't know what to see that's far pressed up though. Supra in a real good spot here. No flash to support him around the corner, so he's just going to wait and see the T-side players clear out. So he's going to call that information back out to his teammates and start setting up a backstab. The Eagles ready towards quad. PT for sure ready to play counter flash. Harry peeks in, that's the Eagle damage done, and Shiro will go down. Super doing his best, but in the end, Inters will take a frag back. Axel and Super trying back actually, 2-on-2. Again, they've done damage, but taps to the head, now clears out the me bomb site.
And they're just going to run into B. Axel, he could pick up an AK, he could potentially try and go for it. As soon as he clears out short, he's going to realize that they've gone over to B. Nordavind. Croman and NATO Safix in this 2-on-1, and it looks like Axel, he wants to try and go for this fight. He wants to try and go for this retake.
If he takes damage, though, will be no shame in Sim sort of conceding and falling back out position. But no, he's going to commit to it. He's straight out the gate into the cross position.
He smoked banana.
Could do as well. 10 seconds to the defuse is the main issue, I think, for Axel at this stage. And time is of the essence here. He's taking so much time to creep up. No info on NATO or Croman. Smoke down towards Banana will not come through. I don't even think he's got time on the clock, so this one's out of it. This will be a sick for Nordavind. I think Axel is going to go up with the bomb. Indeed, he will. Right there are the coffins. No protection. No life. And the AWP. And back in Vashiro on the rebuy here for Gambit Yanksters going into round 14. They could use a decent round here. They had a 7-1 start, and now Nordavind have brought 5 back to 6.
Yeah, look, they need to find a response here. Things are looking really good for Nordavind. They're finding a lot of success in the mid-rounds and the executions. And even the retaking ability has gone a little bit sour for the Russians. So one good round here would put them back on the board, get the confidence back, and maybe trying to do some damage over towards, but none of the nades, though. It's actually to the CT side.
Supra trying to hold trades. AWP of Shiro down to 11 points of health, and the nade damage that they were doing so early on here for Gambit Yanksters has turned against them, as now Nordavind know how they're going to play this out. Need to find a way to counter that, either by conceding control, letting that utility go to waste, or otherwise. 4-on-3, Nordavind. Placed up and into the A bomb site hit for this one.
It comes down to a couple of players. Man, what a crossfire these two guys are going to have to try and pull out. A single lurk out to the apartments while 3 players are wrapping in through long.
Up shot, Shiro takes out Tensky. 3-on-3. Backed up by Inters. He sees 2 players on site, and he actually bursts forward to get the kill back on Croman. So time stalled here. 2 players left to make their way out of the apartments. They heard those steps on the drop, and the plant to be secured towards the backline. The Molotov to force one out a mini pit. Inters going to use that smoke to try and keep his position. So plant secured, AK moving up. 2-on-3 for Gambit Yanksters. Again, they have stalled this one. Nordavind have got a little bit quiet as they just look into no man's land and stop the CTs from pushing in.
Shiro's repositioned. He got that kill out towards Speedway, but now he wrapped around Banana in through the back lines. NATO Savage not ready for it. HS, 1-on-3 attempt now, make it a 1-on-2. He knows where both of these players are, but Gambit Youngsters are going to be able to get on that bomb, defuse it for an 8th. Nordavind, they just couldn't deal with the players towards the pit and the mini pit position.
Eventually, the double face will come through, and those 1v1s will stop being given up to that lone player on the bomb site, but Yeah, Nordavind having a real tough time with that A defensive, and maybe another B play is the best way to go about them. Just stick to that bomb site because it was looking pretty good for them. 8-6 here, and a force buyback from the Gambit Yanksters side. We'll see an SMG in the Supra, so it's really not ideal for round 15, but nature of the economy state here. And still a decent number of rifles. I mean, most of them are AKs, M4s, AWPs and such. Nades up, trying to do some initial damage. Again, Nafli's going to tank that to the face. HS will take similar amounts back with the HEs and the Molotovs they put down there, but that was one HE put out by the T side compared to an incendiary and 2 HEs in the CT camp.
It certainly seems as if these last few rounds, Nordavind have been able to work around this utility damage of Banana just by holding a little bit more passive rather than up close towards that broken wall and quite aggressive towards Banana. Ashiro, though, he's just going to start to walk in. There's the opening kill, but he does get dinked down to 17 points of health.
5-on-4 situation. All ready for another good pick here for Sherry. He's on 17 points of health, so he needs to land this shot or just take it and then fall back out position. Regardless whether you hit it or not, survival is of key importance for this AWPer. Smoke set from his teammates, so as soon as he takes that face, they'll know what's up. Straight in with the execute, smoked out to block them. Supra's going to get aggressive towards this corner. Are they ready for it? No, they absolutely are not. Croman falls, he jumps in the air, takes HS. NATO Savage gets the trade, Shiro gets a 2K, and NATO is left alone. The bomb can get picked up, can get planted, but the retake is just so impossible for this man.
He's got so much to do. Does take down Nafany, but he's still got 3 more players to find. He's got to try and get this bomb plant through. He's really running out of time at the moment. And NATO Suffix. Oh, even the nade coming down doing more damage, and that's going to be Gambit Youngsters to find their 9th. A couple of good rounds to recover the half towards the end there. Look at the flying UMP.
Works well enough. Closing out the half, it is going to be a 3-round lead here for the Gambit Youngsters, looking particularly good here. Nordavind. I mean, they did hold their contest pretty early on. Oh, sorry, throughout the mid portion of the half. It was early on the Gambit Youngsters, and later on is where they held themselves pretty well within this half. You know, they looked very dominant for the majority of the rounds they won.
Oh, look, they certainly did. Nordavind were able to get a bit of a groove. It certainly felt as if that they were countering a lot of the plays from Gambit Youngsters. The utility damage wasn't there for a lot of those rounds that Nordavind were able to win, and they kind of used aggression a lot on the T side to counteract the style of Gambit Youngsters, especially out towards that brackets position. You've got to think for Nordavind, only 6 rounds on T. They really need to start to bring it back, and they need a pistol round here if they want any chance of being able to get a convincing scoreline on this first map.
USP's tapping up here for HS, looking for a frag or 2 or 3. Nothing going their way here against the T's. HS, 5 points of health already, and they're going to get forced out the brackets control here. 3 on the B-bomb, so they're going to boost up and hold back passive. Gambit Youngsters slowly start leaning their way in.
And they won't know, unfortunately, that there's 3 players here. Smoke to either go down towards Coffins or CT with a couple of flashbangs. They do have a lurk to try and potentially cut back through Speedway if they want. No, they're going to show a bit of top banana presence, leave a single player there of Axel, and then go back to this A bomb site.
Here they go. 4 players on, double flash and smoke still here for Inters to utilize. Comes to the entries around the corners here, and they picked the right bomb site because there are only 2 defenders from the Nordavind side. Footsteps are being heard with that force of rotation. It'd be a very long rotation, all things considered, and Axel might even shut them down as they make their way back out. Smoke on from Arch, looking to be a play-in to the long position. 25 seconds. They are taking their sweet time with this one. They'll check out Cubby, and they're going to wrap around from Speedway instead, or at least it's going to be the sold play out here. USP of Croman so close to the smokes. They are running this timer shockingly low. Shockingly low. He gets the kill on Shiro. He drops the whole round. He'll get Super instead. But now the USP peeks out. The graveyard. Nafany comes in with 2. And big clutch kills to just secure the 3-on-3.
Oh my goodness, that was so low coming out from Gambit Yanksters, really running down the clock. But in the end, some really nice trade kills to come out, and Shiro's got all the information. He's heard everyone coming up through mid.
Unreal. Unreal there from Nafany. Can he do any more is the question. USB still sat towards Graveyard. They are on site. Taps up Tensky. NATO get kills back into takes one of the bomb site. And the bomb's not flying for him. Tensky gets the kill. The diffuser will come through. And that'll be Nordavind with a 7th on the CT board.
Oh my goodness. Has he got time?
Wait. Oh, he doesn't! It's 10 for Gambit Yanksters. Last second stuff for Nordavind. And it works better for the T side.
That timer says 0.02 of the last frame. I was thinking about it. So I was like, he doesn't have a kit. Oh my goodness. Gambit Yanksters. Now, I would say months ago, Jay, it's still very similar, but they've changed up their style a little bit. But especially when we used to see them on Overpass, they used to really run down the clock. And whenever we're casting them, you get really nervous when you start running into a site with 15 seconds, and that's the reason why.
Entries looked amazing. Trade frags, not so much. Finally, entry here towards the CT camp as Kroman and Shiro trade back and forth between those frags. The Eagles up against Tensky, and he goes to have to fall back here at 64 points of health. And Gambit Yanksters, a lot of aggression coming in. A Gamble stack towards the A bomb site for the CT camp. And now the T looks to lean towards the B site instead.
Really good reads coming out so far from Gambit Yanksters on this T side. Slowly, Nordavind are bringing that second player back over to B, and they might even gamble a third player smoking off mid, but the execution's coming through. They need to rotate now.
Smokes down, nades on. Flash is going to keep Axel or Harry blind. Harry tagged up pretty heavily. He peeks forward, gets 2. Axel trades it 2-on-2. Deagle back with Tensky, takes him down. Matt Shiro, only thing left peeking from HS, wins the fight and wins the round for Nordavind.
Harry, that was such a big play. So the fact that he pushes through that CT smoke, and no one's expecting it from Gambit Youngsters. No one expects the play of an overextension. And the force buy, well, it works out lovely. And Gambit Youngsters now have to force on their accord. Now, they do get away with an AK dropped over to Axel, so there is something to work with the upgraded Deagles. But for Nordavind, they could be so pleased with that round.
A big win to take off the back of the pistol win for Gambit Youngsters. And a force buy back from the T-side line. Axel got the AK. Set here against Nafany and Co. Kroman. Space around the corner, see Shiro can't take him down. Nafany gonna try to look for the trade. Actually gets that kill on the first man. Super gets HS as well. The Eagles continue to peek for Super. If he gets another good pick, and he's gonna find it as well. 2 versus 3. Tensky found the trade, but Apartments is open. They can push the bomb, get a plant in.
Shiro needs to make sure, though, if they get that bomb down, that there's assistance there, because Tensky is very close and hot on his tail, but Nordavind are in a 2-on-3. They are going to try and retake this bomb site, and they know where Axel is. They've caught him out in the open.
Even standing as they burst through on Shiro low HP. It's all to the AK of Inters. Uncontested, unscathed thus far. That is either going to be evaded here as he looks on. Lines them both up, takes that one. Not the second kill of Harry. Wins out against the AK with a FAMAS kit in hand. So no timer today. This will be an 8 for the Nordavind.
Oh, man. Unfortunate stuff. Oh, the BM.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You lost to pistols on a force buy. That wasn't easy. Don't give me that BS.
Oh, Harry. Mate, Gambit Youngsters are going to be giving it to you on Twitter later when they 2-0 you. Mate, don't say easy when you are not in the lead. A bit of fun between the players, between Gambit Youngsters and Nordavind. And, well, it did come down into a clutch. They did get a bomb plant, but for the T side, they really needed a round victory. That was a 4, so they won't have money going into round 19, so they're just going to upgrade a few pistols here and there.
Yeah, the bomb plant bonus should enable a buy coming into round 20. Round 19 is most likely a loss, and Nordavind finally going to get things going on their CT side. Finally look to hold a level of confidence here on their map pick. Gambit. Set towards the Rackers position, set to the apartments. Gonna try to look for a new way in here. Minute and 15 to the clock, and it is very slow from this T side at the moment.
Nafany, oh, the slow peek in with the Diggle. I think he just spotted a shoulder, but not quite the headshot to come through. Nato Safix to be able to find the first. Oh, great lineup on the second. And a third kill, maybe? I think he heard the footsteps of Inters.
Oh, he gets the headshot regardless. Does not know that HS with a second man is going to try to wrap around. Axel, hold the phone. They've cleared out A site. Now Savix has his attention drawn towards Arch and Library. Inter's going to start wrapping in against him. They can secure a bomb plant from here. And Inters is so close. Inters is so close. I don't know if Harry's expecting this position, but the Deagle could be on for a headshot as they round the corner. Misses it. NATO gets that pick back. But for an eco round, a bomb plant already is a pretty big deal. And nade damage done to NATO and Harry. These are two very tradable players.
Certainly are. Oh, Axel takes down Harry. The M4 towards the mini pit. He keeps tapping away. More damage is being done. Tensky's so low. NATO suffers as well. They're throwing in the towel. They're going for the save. Gambit Youngsters. Oh, not even a force buy. A couple of upgraded pistols. A little bit of Kevlar. And that's it. That is all they've got. Nordavind throwing in the towel on the retake.
No choice. That HP differential is too much. Knowing they had an M4 in that back line as well.
They've got no money. They have to force.
Double eco status for the Nordavind camp. The M4s need a bit of backup as well, so it just makes sense to go for the force investment. SMGs will come through. See some drop weapons from NATO and Tensky, I'd imagine. And indeed, they do come out with 2 MP9s and a UMP as well. 11 to 8 here for Gambit Youngsters. Still in the lead at this stage. Nordavind, however, on the defense. Passive defaults this time from Gambit.
11 to 8, 3 rounds up. You've got to think they win this round. They're looking at potentially 13 on the board because that has to be a really rough eco in the next for Nordavind if they lose this round right here. So much rides on this 20th round. Not really much of a contact's been made from either side. We've seen a lot of utility come back and forward towards Banana, but they haven't done anything for either team. And someone's missed a smoke.
It might cost them a little bit. Gamma Youngsters back in the driver's seat, back in control. Their opponent's map pick, and again, to win this, to defend their undefeated map record of 24. Looking for 26 by the end of this series. 40 seconds to the clock, and they are playing around some weird defaults here. They're going to set themselves up for the B-bomb site, rotate back out towards A. Probably put some utility down to send them on a fake or a rotation. There's already 3 players here on B, though, and the utility bases from Nordavind will come through now. Trying to hold a bit more cover and defensive on the A site. 20 seconds to the clock, and footsteps will be heard. Are they going to call in for a third man? They know these last second rotations and these hits from Gambit can be deadly. Here they come, super out of the gate, bursting them. HS gets that pick. They're both very, very low. Nafany trying to trade back against Chrome, and the bomb's been dropped. They can pick it up and get it planted, but a 3-on-2 scenario game by the CT camp.
Nordavind are in such a great position. 3-on-2 retake, and the numbers are here quickly. They've already established the short presence, and they're going to start to synchronize the retake.
Sprays back and forth. Harry going to hold the SMG kill. Inters in the back line in the corner. 2 HP falling to Tensky. And there it is. A 8th for Nordavind, going to a 9th for the CT side. Meanwhile, the first map of LDLC endpoint has concluded, Dweg. It was Vertigo. It went 16-5. Favor to LDLC.
You're kidding. Really?
I'm not kidding.
Oh, you're kidding. 15-5. Man. Well, that was a bit of a an upset then.
Second map's Inferno as well. So
Interesting. Oh.
the 1-for-1 trades come out here between Gambit and Nordavind. Again, make sure you're checking out our B stream as well for the matchup that will decide the winner's opponents in the semi-finals. Nordavind coming out on top of this defensive towards Banana. 2-for-1 trades against Shiro and Axel.
So far, so good for Nordavind. And Croman, don't see too many players holding this angle. Playing anti-flash at the moment to try and establish a bit of a crossfire between HS. Oh, the timing though, and HS looks the wrong way at the wrong time.
They're going to get caught off looking the wrong way at the wrong time again. Focused on brackets as the apartments peak came through. Gambit Youngsters turning the situation around. Plant to be secured, 3-on-2. They're going to save.
Oh, that's a round right there where you've just got to, like, it sucks, but there's not really much you can look back at the demo and say, right, if only we did this differently, because it's something that you could only make a decision in the game at that point. HS looks towards the apartments when the swing comes out of Boiler, and as soon as he goes down, Croman's looking at brackets when the apartments pressure comes out. The worst timing in the world for those two players. And that was such a great advantage. A 4-on-3, and Nordavind just have to save onto this AWP and the AK.
This is not a good stance for Nordavind. Again, the economy in a little bit of a shaky spot. Ops and AKs.
Has to be another force.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, just the loss bonus being knocked back here. They're down to 1900. They have to go for a reinvestment. Ops, the AK is coming in with the P250s and MP9 to back it up. This is just not going to happen for Nordavind. The Gambit Youngsters should be able to control this. I mean, the AWP could find a pick, but I imagine the trades are going to be so thick and fast from Gambit Youngsters that they just can't keep up.
Yeah, there's only one at B, so as soon as Tensky, if he finds one or two, he's going to get overwhelmed. And this just looks to be a straight commitment. This is one of the fastest executions we've seen from Gambit Youngsters yet on the T side.
Smoke on, flash over, 5-on-4 situation. Tensky. Oh! Didn't get a leg shot on Shiro. It looked like he did. That was actually, I believe, a HE from his own teammate, but...
Okay.
Plan to be secured, 5-on-4. Retake, can still coming from Nordavind. I mean, they're probably thinking about it because, I mean, they'll be on double eco anyway, so, you know.
Yeah, might as well.
Orbs out, AK's in, M4 still set for Inters, interestingly enough. Currently playing on the top of the boost boxes. AK is out of position here towards the old grill area, waiting and baiting for the CT cap. Molotovs, nades coming through. Time is ticking away though. Have they even got a kit on this CT side? They do have one on Tensky. Nades and Croman going to hold down Contention as HS goes falling. Manic spray against Croman. Tensky gets the frag. 1-on-2. Got to get the diffuser. Spray Manic. Super can't land it. He gets it last second. Croman will get the exit frag. But that was a hero spray that just saved the round for Gambit Youngsters.
Oh my goodness, that was like the last tick again on the defuse. I just want to try and see the time. Oh, okay, it was about 1.2. That was down to the wire. Very down. Croman tried everything to try and help him out and trying to bait out that he wasn't sticking it. A 13-9 Nordavind. Oh, that was vital they win out that retake.
And Nordavind going to be a rebound spot for it. Look at the rush coming through with the USPs. Can catch the bomber partner actually, but Nafany going to hold contention for his 4K. Probably the ace actually Inter steals it away, but the more important thing was to ensure that not a lot of players dropped to make sure the bomb stayed in case they had to go for a hit. 14-9, Gambit Youngsters tipping closer and closer and closer to their map point on Nordavind's map pick. Tensky still spraying every time he's dead. At least their spirits are high here on the CT side.
That is true. That is very, very true. And Gambit Youngsters, you've got to think as well, especially over the round where you've got a Fammer up for a single player and no AWP out for NATO Sapphics. Could be one of the more simpler gun rounds that they've been able to face up against so far in this second half. And tell you what, there's no one here towards Banana, so if Harry overextends, he's going to find nothing and get information and take Banana away from the T's.
Nades on. Nato and Harry. The minute to go to the clock for Gambit Yanksters, who are again playing so passively up until the execution point. Bit of brackets and apartments control, hoping to take out the CT forces, but this four-man stack is still going to see any actual face or aggression from Gambit. They're going to wait and bait for a good opening kill, or just go for the hit when it comes time.
Very, very slow round once again from the youngsters. And that's one thing that I've noticed from them over the last few months is they've implemented a bit more of some quicker takes and some faster mid-rounds, because they used to be a very, very slow team. And for a lot of their defaults, they still are, but they've got that change of pace. The 30 seconds, the CTs are going to bring a third player into this B bomb side. They're going to try and sell a fake over to A and execute here at B.
Smoke down, M4 burst up, Shiro 13 HP, Axel gets Harry, enters, doubles up, 5 on 3, making it 2 as Axel gets his own double. Croyman HS, now HS, left alone as Super swings out from the B-bomb site, the A-bomb site I should say. Taking out one of the exit frags and one player left standing at the save as M4. He might still get hunted, by the way. Super's creeping in against him, he's going to face that towards brackets against Nafany. Ooh. In the apartments, might get away, he's been spotted. He loses his rifle, Nordavind have nothing to work with in the next round. You'll get that one frag, grab an AK for it, but it's all about survival from here. The bottom line is still going to be their scoreline, and EZ goes down as 15-9. Gambit Youngsters on map point here for Inferno.
And it looks like the streak is only going to continue for Gambit Youngsters, 15-9 up on Nordavind's map pick. And they're really starting to find some success now. 4 rounds in a row. And you've got to think, you know, Nordavind have put up a really decent fight. Especially towards sort of the back end of that first half. But never really got going on CT side, unfortunately. They won out some really nice clutches. They had some good retakes. But they never really built up the economy. We saw so many force buys because we went back and forward with rounds. And for Nordavind, they never really even got the AWP out for NATO Suffix. I only saw it in his hands only like a few times in the second half. They've never had the money for it.
Haven't had the money for anything, to be honest. I mean...
Yeah, well, yeah.
Couple opportunities here and there with the rifle rounds, but now on a force buy, and the money certainly is not flowing for this one. SMGs across almost everybody. The one player that doesn't have an SMG has a CZ, so not that much better. So do go aggressive at least. You can see Harry straight out towards Banana. Nade onto his position. Might say a little bit too far out. Actually doesn't even land that close. He gets out of dodge and Shiro is backed up here towards Mexico. Minute and 30 and Gambit Youngsters are just playing their standard defaults that's worked round after round so far.
And Nordavind just gamble stacking this A bomb site for the moment. A single defender of Harry's just jump spotting around that car broken wall position at the top of Banana. Running down the clock, getting closer to a minute. And for Nordavind, again, they still really haven't seen anything on these defaults.
Flashes in, still looking for information. Not seeing anything towards the mid is cause for concern. So it's like, okay, well, if they're not held up in there, when they go towards A almost every single round, well, where the hell are they? In Banana? Should we rotate? Are they in apartments? Are they going to come out from a different angle? Like... starting to be concerned, and certainly with the peaks coming in from the apartments area, that's going to sell a little bit more doubt there in the CT camp. But 30 seconds to the hit, and it's coming through towards Banana. The default set smokes towards the coffins and cross areas. Harry here on top of the first boost takes out Axel for one good pick. Tensky close range past the smoke. Tensky's going to get that one pick back, and Nate Savage drops Shiro. The bomb's out in the open here. 4 on 2. Nate gets another kill, and it looks like they'll get away with murder. Nordavind with 10 on the CT board, just about staying alive.
Okay, they get to double digits. Nordavind, that was just so much chaos at B. There were so many players pushing through smokes. And even for NATO Sapphics, the fact that he's able to get the CZ, upgrade to that MP9, and still win out his secondary gunfight. And Gambit Youngsters are going to be able to get a bind back no problem whatsoever in round 26. But they have picked up 3 AKs on this CT side.
Four AKs actually, you know, Sapphics
That's
has one to
4.
drop out for the
Yeah.
M4 of Harry. So that's a lot of firepower for Gambit Youngsters to handle. The head Kevlar is basically going to be negated on every single face almost. Again, towards their defaults, a little bit more aggressive this time around with 3 players in the apartments. They're going to lean away from the Banana control. Nordavind aren't going to push off the back of that. They'll just continue their resmokes and continue ensuring that no one can find their way out into the B-bomb site. It's going to be flashed over towards short, though. The rotation is just about coming in. Here comes the exit. Napany drops straight in. HS gets inters, though. The nade on the low HP player turns us to evens as the plant is coming through.
Oh, Axel, the Molotov. Is this going to put the CTs forward? It's going to actually force them back rather than pushing forward. A 4-on-4 post plant. There is still so much utility on this T side.
Yeah, they're going to defend mid-hole. Flashbang over, 2 players spotted. Only 1 goes down. HS finds a trade. Got apartments control from Harry. Napany's not watching it. He goes down. Next 3-on-2. Man advantage to the CT cap. They're going to drop in C. Super. He falls. And the orb left to Shiro. Finds 1. Finds 2. On for the clutch to close the map out for Gambit. He goes for a no-scope and throws the round away. 11 to Nordavind, just holding on by the skin of their teeth, round after round. Harry, stop your BM. That's not true. It's never true against Gambit Youngsters.
Oh, another clutch coming out for Nordavind. A Shiro 1-on-3 attempt, couple of great orb shots, and Harry's just so up close and personal, tries to go in for the no-scope. And I'll tell you what, Nordavind have probably won 4 or 5 1vx clutches so far in this matchup, which is insane how many clutches they've won. And Gambit Youngsters, oh, now they can just rush B.
Nades up. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. And now this next play is gonna hurt unless Gambit Youngsters back off, which is exactly what they'll do. The incendiary is there to stop them from making their way around the corner. M4 up, sees, enters, takes him down. Kicks things off on the right foot. Follow-up made from Croman as well as the apartments. It does take out Shiro. Super finds 1 frag, and they might secure a bomb plant from here. Super just trying to see if he can get something out against the likes of Harry, but again, the kill's going to come through against the man, so Tech 9's recovered. And that'll be 12 for Nordavind. They're coming back into this one, Dweg.
Yeah, they're putting up a really good fight at the moment. 3 rounds of a deficit. The nade damage was ridiculous, even for Harry, just looking left, right towards that default box. Gambit Youngsters. Now I'm looking at the buy and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to be able to buy in 28 and 30, so they've got a potential of 2 gun rounds left in regulation if Nordavind keep winning. And they've got that AWP out for NATO Safix. It's been a while since they've added the AWP in his hands.
Smokes down, T side set to the mid control, into the second mid and apartments areas as well. They're over a minute to the clock. All the action to come through from the Gambit side. The crossfires are set, the 4-man stack on the A-bomb, so you must imagine that Nordavind can hold some level of confident defensive, and this time they're not going to run the timer solo. Harry's ready for it, takes out 1. Croman comes up with 2 alongside HS and Tensky, and there it is. Quick kills out for the Nordavind camp, and they have locked down the side defensive. How do Gambit Youngsters break this?
So they've got to make sure, okay, let's just half buy. You know, well, don't even really need to, but at the same time, just don't really worry about this 29th round. Worry about the round going into the last. They need a tactical, though. They really need a tactical to just talk things over. Because I don't think they've taken a single tactical in this matchup. I mean, they really haven't needed to so far, but it's getting to a point where there's a big streak of rounds and a lot of confidence going the way of Nordavind.
Up, NATO. Seeing players crossing out, looking for a frag bag. The AK here is set for Harry. And goes down. So actually, that's a good frag to find, but doesn't follow suit there. So 4-on-3. Orp out, sees Axel, sees Shiro. Tech 9 gets overwhelmed again, so they are doing quite an amount of damage here on the T-side line. A flash in from Tensky might stop them for a moment. There's no smoke to cross. They're just going to face have to get the kills against the man out, and he gets it on Axel as well. Croman falls. Tensky going to trade back, but Supra holds the deagle. 1-on-2 for HS to clutch this for Nordavind to keep them alive. Are they really going to lose to an eco?
I hope this isn't the round. An AWP was picked up from Shiro, and they know exactly where HS. They could just try and buy the time. They've got a smoke. They can re-smoke off Banana and make it even more difficult for HS. Shiro gonna put it out a little bit too late. HS 1-on-2 clutch to come through.
Checking out Dark, checking out Nubox, seeing the man. Shiro, and here's those footsteps as he's dropped down. Supra, 2 Deagle heads.
misfit, like a fat bitch in a tube top. The asshole in the back of the shoe, screaming, "You suck!" I'm like, Vadic, I couldn't give two fucks. A cockslap and haters face so hard and need a new job. Born an asshole, it was not my choice. Spitfire, deaf bitches wanna fuck my voice. The music starts, turn it off like fuck that noise. Puts his dick like fish, so I guess I fucked that koi. Hitting my pipes in the Blue Man Group. Cause I'm doing this shit, don't mean you can't too. Strap at the gap like Cool Hand Luke. Fuck the hairy Asian bitch with it, push it like a Fu Manchu. Bitch, I climb a ladder with no hands. Cam on your bitch's face, she looking like a snowman. Yeah, I'm living the future, you got no plan. Roll my blunts fucking fatter than Roseanne. We fuck that grand bitch, I got a forest on me. Crew brain dead, we looking like a horde of zombies. Mighty Morphin bitch, I got that fucking Jordan on me. Buck shots, give me the bottle, bitch, I'll pour it on me. Can't comprehend what's going on, I'm too gone. This ain't my face, bitch, this ugly face is glued on. Bought a threesome off a fucking Groupon. I'm a broke kid running game with no shoes on. I don't rap and smack my dick on the mic. Sell 500 tracks on me, ripping a pipe. Motherfucker, I'm sick on the mic. Get a DP revive when they get spun on some white. Flow rougher than bong hits with no water. How the fuck you worship a book with no author? Killing so much rappers, bitch, this is a slaughter. Anton doesn't tell these daddies to hide their fucking daughters. Little bitch, yeah, that's you. Heard you got hooked up a little bit of ammo, kid. I got some bad news. You fly like a plane, I'll crash you. Run your motor mouth, bitch, I'll smack you. I go ape shit on your whack dude. Throw my shit back on my chest like a baboon. What you want, a black Jew that rap scenes and acts too? Fuck that gay shit passed through and your facts bigger than statues. School here, this my classroom, but your mixtape sitting in the bathroom. Fuck y'all and y'all values. Take a buck, I proper value. Values, Illuminati. Ratchets here to pollute your mind frame, so lose your psychic. Who can I think? Every day talking to the music I make, but losing I think. You can kindly suck my dick till shoot the slime me or Brew can fight me. Topping out your bitch with my freshman case, you can buy my Nikes. Better than me, bitch, that's unlikely. Are you psycho? I might be slightly beneficial for the future, so I might decide me. But I feel like I got bitch, Bruce Almighty. I need a love on me, my mind is frightening. Underground bitch, no time for writing. Running independent shit, no time for signing. For your running bitch, I couldn't give a fuck if you like me. Fuck, who is this? I think I'm losing it. Where do we not could use a hit? Goddamn, a bitch, trying to get a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. Lunatic, got lunatic, goddamn, I'm a lunatic, I'm a lunatic, goddamn, lunatic, got lunatic, goddamn, I'm a lunatic, I'm a lunatic, goddamn, lunatic, got lunatic, goddamn, I'm a lunatic, I'm a lunatic, goddamn, lunatic, goddamn, I'm a lunatic. You a psycho, fuck you, bitch, I know where the fuck did my mind go. I'm on a tightrope with a blindfold, running main stage, you a sideshow, bitch, you ain't big shit, you a silo. I'm thinking I got no script with a typo, you won't use up and recycle. Oh my god, grab your Bible, now all your friends and rivals, right here when it's coming with a title, bitch, I've been doing all the shit with my eyes closed. Never ever leaving with a nightfall. Then I'm dancing on the corpse so prideful. Now I'm a title, it's survival. Fuck beats, motherfucker, I'm primal. I know, I embrace the hate. Kill motherfuckers, I erase the face. And I wake up cause I hate today. Screaming fucking super bitch, I hate this place. He's a waste of space. Cut out mundane and plain. I'll be sensitive to race when I raise the blade. Fill a bucket full of blood as I drain your veins. Can contain insane. You gotta train your brain. If you're aiming at the fame, you gotta change your lane. Play the game. If I hit no one bitch, they just back his fucking face when I play the stake. Gotta cake the stakes. I'm a hungry motherfucker finna take the cake. And a super party bitch, so stay awake. Rappers gonna die, fly to the top for your place on stage. Fuck, who is this? I think I'm losing it. Where do we not could use a hit? Goddamn, I've been trying to get the lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. Lunatic, got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, got lunatic. Got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, got lunatic. Got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, got lunatic.
lunatic. Fuck, who is this? I think I'm losing it. Where the weed I could use a hit. Goddamn, I've been trying to get the lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. I'm a lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. Lunatic, got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lick. I'm a lick. Goddamn, got lunatic. Got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lick. I'm a lick. Goddamn, got lunatic. Got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lick. I'm a lick. Goddamn, got lunatic. Goddamn, I'm a lunatic. Bitch, I'm a fuck. Hope you understand. Beat up the pussy like domestic violence. Shit on the track and I wreck the silence. Getting booty with a band of pirates. I'm a grown ass man, but I act so childish. I'm gonna sick verse with a blood in my mouth. How about some black hers what I'm talking about? As soon as I arrive, it's a walking back out. If you wanna talk shit, keep my name out your mouth, bitch. What the fuck would you want me to talk about? With your shit, cash in and ball now. Fuck that, that's the shit that I laugh about. Smoke up, don't pass in her bucket. Bitch, stab and break you like a bitter shell. Deliver this message to Dragon, tell him kill himself. Hot box a hollow tree with some killer elves. Fuck a label independent, I'ma keep it well.
Hope you understand.
Fuck is the plan. Got a blunt in my hand. Got bomb like Japan. Hope you understand. Fuck I'm the man. You don't understand. Palms your hand. Hope you understand. Fucking all black, coming Darth Vader. Swinging my dick like a fucking lightsaber. Pussy ass rapper got him shaking like a vibrator. Other than the ice skaters getting on the skyscraper. Mindset of a intervention that been cut loose. Kill a faggot with another doing kung fu. Shorty bitch with super stalker full of cum juice. And if you hate on me, then fuck you. Get a hotter than the Middle East. I want to major bitch juices in the little league. Your granny's gonna find your body in a little creek. Hit a blunt, hit a bitch, then I hit the beat. Pockets on hell and kill and never speak. Smoking weed, a public rag, never ever tweaks. Squeaky clean, weed on me, but I never reek. The first is freak, hot as hell, bitch, you ain't deep.
Hope you understand.
I hope you understand. Fuck is the plan. Got a blunt in my hand. Got bomb like Japan. Hope you understand. Fuck I'm the man. You don't understand. Palms your hand. Hope you understand. Fuck is the plan. Got a blunt in my hand. Got bomb like Japan. Hope you understand. Fuck I'm the man. You don't understand. Palms your hand. Hope you understand. Hope you understand. Hope you understand. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm smoking my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm smoking my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Better get this bitch like it's motherfucking tired of me. They get it in my head before my multiple lobotomies. I burned out and ready when you better got some monster trip to got my own ball rolling and nobody stopping me. Spit the raw shit, my saliva must be hot and seem to rapping fabricated. Just so hard enough to see the seam started from the fucking bottom, hard enough to say the least. So I'm smoking weed, bursting off these faggots hate me. Radic, why do you wanna do this? Fucking bitch because I love music. They hate me cause I'm not a dumb bitch. Brainwashed like a trained dog with a fucking chain on my neck. No cage on my head, my patience is left. Underground bitch, so I say that I'm dead. Only way to kill this crazy motherfucking kid. Shoot me in the face and stab a fucking snake in my chest. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm smoking my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Don't worry about me, bitch. Don't worry about me. I'm smoking my weed, bitch. So don't worry about me, ho. Fuck this 9 to 5 shit, it's eating me alive. I'm working away my life and sick about a ride. Got a weed up in my pipe, no money to get by. Someone shot.
May take one player, but even that's going to be a bit of a difficult task. And Nordavind off to the right foot to start overpass off. A single player going down in the pistol, none in that second round conversion, but we're looking at the rifles to come up in round 3. AK should come out across the board. Maybe sure if he wants a scout, but no, he's going to go AK. And for Nordavind, they need to continue this pressure going forward. They want to start to build up a bit of a streak around them, just bring some confidence in this series.
The AK is in across the entire T-side board. Cindery landing pretty well to try force them out of T-con. The smoke just goes out in the cross anyway, so a little bit of early use utility from the T-side camera. They've got plenty more smokes where they came from, so smoke out the bathrooms area and now look towards the mid control. Gambit Youngsters again slow walking out, but taking a lot more map control in the early round than before.
They're slowing it down. Nordavind, though, not really too aggressive on the defensive hold at the moment towards this bathrooms position. They've got Native Sapphics with a bit of an off angle with this scout, and looking to find a tag or an opening kill and then just fall back to truck.
Ready for the face, ready for the playback in. Utility out, nades on, damage done to most players out here. AUG swings trying to capitalize on it, but Supra takes the frag to open things up for the Gambit Youngsters. Looks like a fast play off the back of that frag. Scout and M4 getting pushed back passive. Being done to the scout player, flash blind, Intus takes him down. They think there's no one else at truck. M4 gets one pick and two, but Anthony and Shiro trying back to leave it all on Harry. 1 versus 3. SMG close. Burst through again, take a lot of HP away from the T-side camp, but only able to get another good kill for it. So 2 players alive for Gambit Youngsters. They do take a round on the T-side board, but a bonus round from Nordavind there. They got a few SMG kills, which means that the bike can come in confident.
I'll tell you what's so crazy is how perfect those flashes are. Every single time Native Sapphics went for a peek, he was blind. Every single time he went for some sort of a wide swing with that scout, the timing on it was just absolutely fantastic. Some really nice entries, great trades coming up to the bomb site. Nordavind's sake, with the money being built up in the first couple of rounds, they will be able to buy back going into round 4. Gambit Youngsters, can they tie us up at 2 apiece?
Could well do. I mean, the issue is that losing those 3 players means that the Galil's got to come out from Intis and Shiro, so it's not the best of buys up here. And aggression is coming in from Nordavind. They may spot out the default and the execution coming in from Monsters. Some other early execution from Gambit Youngsters. No one's here to defend it directly on the bomb site. They got that short control. I think they'll realize that they pushed in. Molotov's out, swinging from the M4. Still drops that bomb, gets the info out. AK and Athlete takes one. Knows there's a second player there, and Supra, his nade can get Chroman down with the assistance damage. So 4 on 3. Bomb plant will be secured. Retake up for Nordavind.
And this is going to be another retake attempt coming up for Nordavind. What we saw a lot over on the city side of Inferno, retaking bomb sites. And you know what? They might call in the towel here. Yeah, they're backing off and saving, realizing the fact they don't have any kits. Very light utility and a man disadvantage. They're out of there. They're going to save those weapons into the next round. And Gambit Youngsters being able to convert off the back of what was a disadvantage. We saw both Chroman and Harry. They started to push in through the short control. Chroman found that first pick, but they were able to isolate the 2 CTs in that position.
They go second to the board, Gambit Youngsters. Even styling against Nordavind once again, and the 2 rounds in a row are going to really limit the opportunities for a rebuy back. I mean, Nordavind technically on second of the double eco rounds. I mean, with the rifles in play, though, they might still force the issue on Chroman and Harry. It's a very difficult call to make at this stage.
Yeah, look, it's one that you can make, but at the same time, it means you're only going to be able to drop SMGs out to those players. So rather than having a relatively strong buy, what they're going to do is have sort of a half buy where they've saved in the weapons from the last round and just use USPs up for the couple of players and then follow up a strong gun round going into round 6. The only problem with not forcing here is that you give up the advantage for the Gambit Youngsters side. We've seen Big Academy doing this boost quite a lot in gun rounds. It seems like Nordavind want to try and go for the triple boost of Graffiti.
Mars set here. The 2 pistols to get it set for the short control. Meanwhile, the long control coming from the actual main rifles. NATO and Shiro trading back and forth between the 2. 4 on 4 situation as the M4 bursts up but can't get the kill. Flash in is being seen back towards the back corner. Super's going to check it, get that headshot. Turn onto the players back here. HS has rotated back with the FAMAS, the 3-man boost, taken out of play to get towards A, but they've all stacked up there. So as the walkout comes towards Monster, Axe is going to call it in. There's no one on the B side, guys. Rotate and get a plant.
I'll tell you what, this is a big off angle, and especially if the fact of Croman just runs in with this AK, he should get taken down from Axel. What a shot coming out from Croman with no armor and just an AK. He's now found an advantage.
M4 out, gonna see Croman next, at least get that trade back. AK against HS. He does a dink, but not a frag, and AK picked up by Harry once again. 1-on-2, workable with the HP numbers of the Gambit Yankster's side, especially if Shearer's not looking the right way, but no, he gets his 3K, grabs that AK. And grabs the third for the Gambit Yankster's side. Still, though, for no investment in that round, Nordavind got quite a lot out of it.
Yeah, look, they really did. They can be quite happy with that. Great shot coming up for Croman, rotating through. Unfortunately, it's not a round success. But they've got the buy up in round 6. And for Gambit Yanksters, you've got to think as well for them, this is now 3 in a row, but considering how close some of these rounds have been, they're keeping the economy very low on the T side.
All right, for round number 2 coming in for these two squads. AUG's still in for Tensky, for Mars out for HS. So it's not the best device from the Nordavind cap. Nafany slow walking into the mid control again. As slow as ever for Gambit Yanksters, but you know when that hit comes through, they're just going to burst in and explode onto the bomb site. 2 players aggressing from Nordavind may be able to make something better work out against Axel. If he finds that kill, then he only gets the advantage, but possibly the bomb as well. It's going to be contested. He thinks they're going to be close. Spots Harry, forced to back off a little bit, but also forced him into a do-or-die situation. And Croman will do, taking the opening kill.
They are so aggressive at the moment, Nordavind. They're trying to anti-strat Gambit Yanksters as much as they can. And Super, he's just going to walk out for short. No one is watching the angle. Croman, easy kill coming through. They need to recover that bomb, and they need to deal with the monster presence of Harry.
Can't do that. He takes them back down to the B site. Nato Samus gets into his meanwhile. Nafany walking straight onto the bomb site of A. 25 seconds. If you can find Tensky, you can find HS as well. Tensky has no idea. Tap straight to the head. Looks in for HS. Might buy a line in to work with for the bomb to get towards long. But 18 seconds. He's got to get a plant immediately. And NATO is still held up in mid. Nafany hunting for this for Mars. If he can take it down, it's going to be a free, easy bomb plant to come through. Last second bomb plant. Actually, sure going to get shut down by the aim punch here. He's going to fall back. He's got to save. Big, big flank from Nordavind. I don't know where it came from, but either way, it's going to work out. 3-all for the CT cap.
Oh, that's big from Shiro to hold on to the AK. The worst that he wants to do is go down after time. And I really like this play from Nordavind. Now, this isn't their normal style of play. There's no doubt that they don't normally play like this, but it's the fact that they're up against Gambit Youngsters, who are such a passive team. They want to try and see if they can find some map control, take it away, very aggressive out towards Monster in that last round. And 3-3, you've got to think, you know, you've got to play a different style. You've got to be unique if you want to try and upset a team like the Gambit Youngsters. Pest on their map pick.
AK out. Looking onto the connector T-Con area. Sure with a flash over, going to catch NATO blind. He's not going to swing for the frag though. They need to find the opening pick on this one, and NATO's going to punish him for it. So Shiro's passive aggressiveness not going to work out for him. Nafany holds on HS. Tensky gets the trade. Nafany doubles up though, 3-on-3. And a line into the A bomb site, but the long control is going to be the main thorn in their side.
Now, Super will know that there's someone towards long because that was just re-smoked from Tensky. And Super, he can just sell an A-fake. If he just stays here, even if he gets 1 kill, he can start to rotate the players up. Now, there's 2 at A at the moment and a single defender of Harry at B.
Waiting with a smoke down. AK looks on, trying to do damage towards Axel. Axel gets the kill instead. They force the rotation, catch off the SMG. The bomb plant will be secured on B. Tensky's got no choice but to save.
And there's nothing you could do against that. The fact that Axel just wide swings out, he gets a great duel onto Harry. And even for Supra, just the timing. As soon as they get a kill at B, he's like, right, I'm going to just check up just to see if anyone rotates off. It instantly catches off the rotator. Very strong round. A great response from Gambit Youngsters after Nordavind are able to pick up their third. And now there's no money again for Nordavind.
Lead regained by Gambit Yanksters. Nordavind, a bit of a broken money state. Is a force buy on the table here? Will they go ahead and buy around this AK? I mean, they got $2,400, so they could buy down to about 2K, maybe a half buy around it.
Yeah, you don't really want to though. It's tough. It's a tough call because I'm looking at the money line and I'm thinking, all right, Croman can potentially, if he wants, buy an AWP and body armor in the next round and chuck that over to NATO Sapphics and then pick up a rifle. And then that way, at least they get an AWP out in that next round. Because the thing is even upgrading anything, what are you really going to find with, you know, if you're going to upgrade something, it's got to be the Deagles and maybe a bit of utility and some Kevlar. If you're only going to fly a couple of, maybe some CZs or some P250s around, you're not really going to do a massive amount of damage.
Nades up to try stack in from both sides, and it works great for the T side. Not so much for the CT cam. Nafany got dinged down by a bullet, not by the HEs that they put down towards T-Con. 5-on-3 situation, 2 players tagged up heavily. Tensky now last man left with the AK, gonna get faced in by Shiro. Probably take the frag for it as well. Covered off by the smoke, but the USP of HS, the last thing left standing here towards the B bomb site. This will probably end up being a 5th for Gambit Youngsters, but going into this round, I don't think anyone was particularly surprised at that prospect.
Yeah, as long as they're holding on to that AK, then it's decent. In saying that, though, you probably think for Gambit Youngsters, they might try and go hunting. They'll know that one weapon was saved from that previous round. So, Tensky hasn't fired a bullet yet, so they haven't quite given the position away. But if they go hunting up towards the T-Con steps, then they'll be in the right way of trying to deal with this. Oh, lovely.
Money there for the reinvestment for Nordavind, 4K float, so buy should be coming through for them. M4s, Kevlar without helmets and utility. Now for the Nordavind camp.
Just a little thing there as well. When Croman bought a HE in that previous round, it actually meant that he wasn't able to get armor and an AWP to drop that over to NATO Sapphics. So they probably had a bit of a discussion about that, and NATO probably saying, I don't want the AWP going into the next round, let's just rifle instead. Early utility to A. They've got a divider and a bathroom smoke, but this is going to be a BXE.
Yeah, I mean, they set themselves up to what looks to be a mid-default, but the aggression coming in from NATO Savage is going to get the information that nobody is actually here. Counter utility set from water. Harry with a smoke down. That's going to go a little bit too far high, so actually it's not going to cover off much. Super's got a gap to work with, but so have the CT side. Burning alive, lots of damage done. The flash are going to keep them blind over in the water position. Inters gets 1, Croman and HS trying back with 2. Super gets HS to a 3-on-3. And the bomb site under T-side control for the moment. Croman not going to change that. Drops 1, drops the bomb. Last player standing is Super in a 1-on-3 scenario for his 4K. He has got a minute to the clock, but 31 HP. A backstab coming in for NATO Sapphics as well. I don't know if he knows about the monster position. He now does. Facing in, going to try and find Tensky as well. He gets a little bit tense and quiet for the moment. One look away at the wrong moment could end off everything. And NATO will catch the frag, catch the round for Nordavind.
And that fake did nothing. It did absolutely nothing because, like you said, NATO Sapphic pressed up aggressively and he goes, no, boys, it's not going to be a mid play, it's B. So they can rotate everyone in outside of NATO Sapphics. A strong defensive hold to that B bomb site. A lot of utility came down, and, well, for Nordavind, it's a strong hold. They're able to pick up a couple of AKs to bring forward. Gambit Youngsters still in the lead at 5-4.
Still looking confident from them at this stage. I mean, obviously the buys are getting a little bit more scrappy as time goes on, as force after force comes in from both teams. The economy for both squads are a little bit tatters at the moment. Gambit Youngsters, a little bit more to rest on in terms of Axel with Super's money line, but another BXE looks to come through, and Tensky blind takes Axel for a ride. SMG in, trying to take Nafby down. He returns the favor with a frag, and Inters comes up with a good kill with HS falling to the AWP. 4 versus 2, and I have a feeling the Gambit Youngsters may have just won the round.
And we've seen a couple of rounds in a row now where they're a lot quicker to the B bomb side. The fact that they run through that bridge speedway smoke is just ridiculous. Like, it's just a play that you would never expect on the CT side. A lot of the time, they put that bridge speedway smoke around. They'll start getting control of the side, barrels water, and then clear out graffiti. But no, instead, the T's run through the smoke, catching Nordavind completely off guard. What a round. 4 players staying alive. What a confidence booster, too, for the Russians. Money trouble again, Jay. Like, this is the thing for Nordavind, is that, yeah, they're winning rounds, but it's win one, lose a couple, win one, lose again. It's really difficult to maintain any kind of bank at the moment for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's sort of been the main issue with the economy. The main issue, sorry, for Nordavind in general is the economy. You know, like, they're always stuck on second stage loss bonus, you know? They're always stuck on $1,900 per round. There's a case of justifying the buy up here once again, and they're always getting knocked back a couple pegs off the back of a good victory. This time, no investment to come through, and I mean, Gambit Yanksters know when their backs are against the up against the they know when their backs are up against the wall, so they can usually win the round off the back of that. The AK is coming in, and again, the boost up. This time, NATO Safix getting the AK onto the short position. The T's aren't even going to lean into this. I think that they know they like playing the 3-man boost. They've had for such little short control over time. Going to try exit on towards the B bomb site by taking out the first man. Got another player with a graffiti suit. Pra. His head was seen, but he's going to evade the death. Might look on. No, he's going to get caught off. So that's one frag found back, but they know where the AK is now, and they know what they have to do to hold off against them. Spray through the smoke, get Croman, take a fight against NATO Safix there. He will actually win without getting the kill, though. 4-on-3 situation, and they back off a little bit to set more utility up and get a better bomb plant.
Oh, they just keep fighting. They know straight away. As soon as NATO Safix gets out its kills, that there's 3 players of graffiti, and rather than backing off and just going, hey, they just keep fighting out through Monster. And Short Tensky, what was that shot coming through from the AK? And now the retake's on for the CTs.
NATO, AK head Kevlar, HS USP no Kevlar, flashes in, seeing where Inters is, going to call that info, he's on default. The flash came back towards monster area, so there's someone there as well, AWP. Now we're going to be information called out by Inters towards them, sprayed through, so much damage done. USP coming out here for HS, going to grab that AK, but Shiro and Axel have it on lock, so damage has been done, but in the end, Gambit Youngsters get away with the round once again.
And for Nordavind, considering it was a round that, again, they didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have too much of an investment through, very impressive. Only a couple of AKs did a lot of damage. 7-4 up. Ashira in particular is hitting some nut shots at the moment. That last one onto HS was really fast flick. Now there is an AWP on the CT hands, and I've got to be honest, in the matchup that we've seen, at least so far in Overpass and Inferno, we haven't really seen NATO Safix showing a lot with this AWP. It's been the riflers that I would say have been the star players so far.
Up in for NATO, pixels away from seeing the first man out for the mid position, but no information gained, no control or frags gained by either side. Supra's going to go past the bench. The smokes will go back up from the CT camp, but they're going to regress past it. I mean, Supra's kind of ready for this, but no further aggression from this Nordavind camp.
They're waiting for Tensky. They're just waiting for an overextension. Shiro's already spotted him. This should be an easy kill for the T side. They know exactly where he is. Shiro's just trying to find the angle. And NATO Safix to find a one-on-one trade with Shiro getting an AWP kill as well. NATO Safix is going to get hunted though, but he still follows up. 4-on-3, a chance available. Nafany, seen here by Harry. Nice kill, back in against the next man. Doubles up on Inters, and Shiro suddenly left alone. Gambit Youngsters picked apart to the mid and long positions. And it looks like they'll concede a 5th back to Nordavind. And, oh, we continue the back and forth brawl here, Dweg. Yeah, look, it really is. It's just neither team getting a streak of rounds together. I don't think either team has had a streak of 2 or more. It really has been back and forward. Shiro's just going to try and save onto this AWP. NATO Safix, that second kill was really important that he wasn't getting wide swung there. And even for Harry, a very interesting off angle towards that default boxes. Able to get a couple of kills from long and sets Nordavind up for a 5th. looking at the money, so Shiro can drop one. Yeah, no, they'll be able to get a full buy, no problem whatsoever. But if Nordavind win this, they can really start to target the economy of their opposition.
Well, the rifle rebuy coming in from the T-side camp, so AK's on 2 for the Nordavind side, saved in for extra firepower, but Gambit Youngsters again just trying to reset Nordavind's current loss bonus stage. Back to, I believe, it's $1,900 if memory serves me correctly. Smoke's up, AWP standing. Nordavind have NATO watching out the mid-control and connector areas, but again, just as passive from Gambit Youngsters they've been playing so far out in these early rounds.
Aggression again for Nordavind, taking this short control. Now, if they aggress even further out through Monster, they can gamble stack A. They are going to see absolutely nothing.
Up in. NATO. And down the bathrooms area, still hunting for a pick or two. Hearing ticks in our heads. Has something gone wrong?
Ooh, that was just before the 1 minute mark, and there's no damage to either side. So yeah, this is going to be a round restart. That Nordavind are going to be really annoyed with that. I'm guessing. I mean, we don't know who called it, but they had so much info, so you hate to have to restart the round in a position like that.
One timed out.
Yeah,
that seemed like
that
it was the bomb as well,
sucks.
because it was up towards like the top of long area. So the fact that that comes through at the right time actually is, I think, fair considering the the spirit of the rule.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Obviously, it's unfortunate, but it was well within their right to do so. Therefore, I think that's a fair little round restart pause. It was before the 1 minute mark and no damage was done. So I'm happy with that, but I think most other people would be.
Hey, you've just got to think for Nordavind, right? Like, you don't get many opportunities like that. You really don't. Especially on the city side. Even in an A default, a lot of the time you might have, like, a lurk towards deep monster. But there was no one. So, unfortunately, that was looking very, very good for Nordavind, but it is what it is, and we're going to get a restart. So you never know, Gambit Youngsters might do the same thing again, and Nordavind might do the same thing, but I doubt it will be exactly the same, because for a lot of time in Counter-Strike, Jay, no 2 rounds can ever be the same.
Absolutely not. That is a proven fact.
Scientific.
Scientifically proven across the...
Crossreddit.com.
Of course, mate.
HLTV forums, mate. Scientifically proven.
Well, either way, Gambit Youngsters still in a pretty decent driver's seat. I mean, again, just by the lead alone. And on the T side as well, because the thing we would consider about this map is that it is Gambit Youngsters' best map, and they overall have a better CT side. So the fact that they're doing this well on T side, in terms of the long con, it's a bad sign for Nordavind,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've watched a couple of games from Nordavind on Overpass. It was a few months ago, but even looking at the stat line, it does look very similar. That they have quite a weak T side. They can often really struggle to get momentum on T. So you've got to think, at least in the scoreline of this basis of 7-5 up for Gambit Youngsters, Nordavind are looking for at least sort of, I don't know, 8 rounds on TT. Maybe, well, 8's the most they can get, but yeah, 8 would really help.
I mean, if they can get it, then it would prove to be the best advantage they can find it, given the current circumstances. So, Gambit Youngsters, the AK's in, the Galil out, sure, with the P250. Probably gonna, the NP was dropped in front of him, so that's the exact same setup from last time, the full sets utility and everything. So nothing of a major sort of what is it? Deficit? Not deficit.
Yeah,
what's the word I'm looking for?
Should I get the dictionary out?
Yeah, you can go ahead and flick through that. I'll cast the next round. So
Flick through 1,000 pages.
figure out what word I'm talking about. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, I know which one it is.
Orpanator and Shiro back to the defaults. Let's rerun round 13 and see whether Nordavind can gain an advantage of Gambit Youngsters.
This time, a bit of a different affair for the T side, taking a connector presence instead, where they haven't really gone at least connector all too often. If they have, it's only been sort of like. Most. This time around they got the bomb with 3 and try and take the con from the bottom up rather than from the top down. And it's actually a gamble stack at B to start this round off. NATO's alone at A.
Upset for NATO. Safix smoked down towards in mid control, facing in towards bathrooms. No one is there, or at least not directly facing outside of the entrances, instead towards the open air. 60 seconds to the clock, and time is slowly ticking away.
Pensky hit. Just like look at the crossfire being sent from the city side. If they put the utility right down, this could be all domination.
NATO, collateral tag on Indus, he takes out Super, finishes off the job that he started, makes it not quite 3. Tensky steals it away, but either way, as you mentioned, that crossfire set by the CT forces has shut the whole round down for Gambit Youngsters. Axel gets NATO, gets Tensky as well, might open up with a 3K, hold the phone, one player out mid's not going to deny the bomb planter, they can secure it, it's a 2-on-2.
How has this happened? Axel's done so much work, but Shiro and Axel in the 2-on-2, he's found 4 kills. Croman in a 1-on-2, and after Tensky and NATO Safix did so much work, it's all down to 1. Croman going to tap that bomb. The molly coming through the fight. Axel's going to get the ace. What is that from Axel? One of the absolute youngsters on the Gambit Youngsters, 18 years old. The ace for Axel, and that was over. No, Nordavind, they had a 5-on-2.
I can't believe he brought that back. He brought that back. They didn't bring it back. Axel was the man. Oh, my word. Unbelievable stuff there. And that's going to force us back to force buy for round 14. Nordavind don't want to play for a 9-6. They want to try shut it down, get 8-7. They realize they need that. But, oh, disastrous here for the Nords.
Oh, Nafany made a bit of a sound going down, and Harry's over-aggressed, but the trades have come back, and the AKs are starting to fire up. But the damage, Axel's down to 4 points of health after that, HE.
More HP versus 12, but the weapon advantage well and truly favours Gambit Youngsters, so Croman a lot more susceptible to death than anybody else here. Open up Squeak door. AK's moving in for Shiro, tapping up. Nafany going to burn Croman alive, so man advantage has been regained. Axel will go down all the same. Nafany, Shiro chiming back in. Blind sprays through them onto HS and Tensky, leaving NATO Savix alone with the Deagle 1-on-3. This is going to be a 9th for Gambit Youngsters.
And there's really not much that NATO Safix can do. Look how passive they are. They've got a 3-on-1 and they're just waiting. Super on the top of the sandbags. Easy sightline into heaven. 9-5. Huh. 9-5. I think that's the first time we've actually had that. I didn't actually mean for that to happen. It just kind of caught me off guard. I was like, actually is 9-5. What pleases me today?
Oh, a tactical pause for Gambit Youngsters here. The final round of the half, obviously, Nordavind up for the force buy situation. They will need to win something back here. At least get a consolation round, at least a 9-6. I mean, that's workable. Difficult, but workable. And again, looking towards that CT side, it's time to be real concerned right now for Nordavind. Like, they have got some major problems to deal with. And we thought it would be tough going into this matchup. It is exactly tough. It is tough as anything right now.
They've got to do some heavy lifting, Jay. This, again, could be another 9-6 half. Or could be 10-5. And Gambit Yanksters, just a single lurk out from Axel. Aggression again out from short. And I'm surprised how many times Nordavind have gone for this kind of aggression. And it's not worked out in favor of the Gambit Youngsters. This round could honestly be a 6. They've got a 5-on-3.
2 AKs recovered as well. Firepower basis. Bomb going to get picked up, rotated back into the A-bomb site here. I mean, the AKs are going fast in towards long. One player spotted to the back line. HS is also there. Counter flash evaded from Nafany's part. Looking with the player on site. Traded back by Inters to a 3-on-2 situation. Molotov's down. Shiro slowly rotating back to the B site. It's an open plant here. They might sacrifice Inters for his trouble. It depends how many players he can take out of the CT side. But a plant can be secured here for the Youngsters here.
He wants to try and go down through Con. If he could take Harry, this could be the opening through. There it is, 2-on-2. And Shiro's over at B. They've got absolutely no idea. But with Inters going down Con, they're now going to get the idea that the bomb's rotating.
Well, Smoke and Molotov to try and stop any vision, try and stop any chance at a bomb plant denial. You see the man flip back. That was a risk. And Shiro will pay for it. All on Inters, all on the birthday man, to try and secure this round here for Gambit Youngsters. Sees HS, awkward spray, he can't do it. And Nordavind will steal a stick back from the CT cap.
Oh my goodness, you're right. That was a big risky play from Shiro. He could have just gone for the bomb plant straight away in the 2-on-2, but instead the fake comes out. He tries to draw Tensky out into the open. And well, that is what happens, but Tensky wins the fight. And Nordavind get the same result that they got at the end of the first half in that first map pick of Inferno. How much further can they go? Onto the T side now. It's got to come down to the pistol. And straight away, they're using a fair bit of utility. They've got a double mollies, a smoke, and a couple of flashbangs to work with.
Gambit Youngsters in the lead against Nordavind here on their T side. What seems to be a pistol rush out. Does slow down towards Monster, so not quite a rush. The Gambit Youngsters only a handful of rounds away from making their place in the semi-finals against LDLC here. They just won out their series against Endpoint 16-9 over on Inferno in map 2. Quick protect to 8 points of health. Already forced back quite far for the Gambit Youngsters side. Still playing passive as Smokes and Molotovs come in to force them out of position. Taps continue. Nordavind looking to get a good start here in their half. They've lost that first pick against Tensky. Round the corner sweep against Harry. Next, completely blind is NATO Sapphics. And they can get the kill alongside HS falling. Croman securing a bomb plant. But that money bonus may be the best they've got here in this one. All 5 alive for the CT side. 10 to the board of Gambit Youngsters.
Oh, what a defensive it be. Again, the flashes are probably one of the biggest successful elements for this Gambit Youngsters side, and that's just only one element. The fact that Nordavind are running in, and they're just so blind. They're absolutely blind. They get a bomb plant at most, and that probably has to force the buy. You're down 6-10, you've got a bomb plant, that's the opportunity, and there it is. Straight away, the force buy up, but rather than going for the Galils and light armor, and light utility, they're actually going Tech 9s with lots of armor. Lots of utility.
Didn't think we'd see that, considering.
Oh,
the nade's still going to do damage as well. Like, that could be quite detrimental to Croman here. Lack of automatic weapons across the T-side board. Tech 9's a UMP is the best thing that they got. Gambit Youngsters are so set up to deal with this. Scout out for Shiro, can take Croman down pretty easily. You're going to jump face, see what you can find. Molotov's nades coming in. Slap from our south, takes down one completely blind. NATO burns him, and Nafany gets a response back. Actually, 2 players going to burn. That's Harry that goes down, and TK accidental. And NATO Sapphics left alone as the last man on the bomb site. 1-on-4. Too many CTs to face. They'll take him down. And, well, that Molotov was effective for at least 1 pick, but no more than that.
Oh, when Gambit Youngsters start firing up in the second half, especially on that CT side, it gets rough. And Nordavind's not really finding anything on that force buy. Only a single kill. Like you said, a TK came out. No bomb plant potential. And you've got to think that, you know, this matchup's starting to slip away round by round from Nordavind. Already down a map in the series. And Gambit Yanksters potentially going 12-6 up.
Oh! Nade on. See ya. See ya. See ya. HS going to burn alive. 1 on 5. Not a single lick of damage done to Gambit Yanksters because Nordavind didn't even see a single CT. They just got wrecked by nades. They got wrecked for the last 3 rounds. 12-6. 3 on the trot here to open up the CT half, and Nordavind have AKs now on the first rifle buy.
Mate, the utility damage must be ridiculous. I kind of want to see towards the end of the map what the utility damage is like for the Gambit Yanksters. The nades have been insane for the Russian side. Can they follow up? Nordavind need a response, and this is quick. This is very fast out towards the playground position, trying to take some long pretty much immediately, and Shura is here with the NWP. He can get caught out in the open.
They get forced back in the end of the Molotov, and the nade running him and tagging him to 64 points of health. It's Axel that takes contact out towards the long control. Smoke missed, actually. He was trying to smoke off the entrance. Just jump faces. Axel going to play very close towards this. Flash driver catching them blind. Man down, Croman assisted by Shiro. Second frag found. And the third kill even coming through for Axel. Big stuff from him. Another multi-frag round. They're not even offering him off a 4K. They've got to peek towards him to get the bomb.
Come on, boys. Give him another flashbang. He wants another peek. HS and Tensky, all of their teammates going down off the back of Axel with a couple of flashbangs from his teammates. Those peaks were phenomenal.
40 seconds to the hit. Shuro and Axel are heavily tagged up, both players on the A bomb site, so a chance for Tensky to potentially enter if he can get the SMG playing in the corner. It's Nafany. Slowly being checked upon. He's also going to check the main site. That's the nade on towards Shiro. He's probably going to end up going down. Axel. Oh my god! That transfer for a 5th, for a second ace in one map. What a play! What a player!
I can't believe he's got 14 kills, but yeah, he's got 2 aces so far on this map.
He really got 14 frags in like, what, 20 rounds?
And he's got 2 aces. This spray transfer, mate. Oh,
what is that?
Filthy.
What is that? Oh my god. I mean, we were expecting this CT side to go well. It's gone pretty well so far, hasn't it, Twig?
Yeah, you could say that. Not a single round has gone the way of Nordavind. Even just a fast flick coming out from Shiro to get a tag onto Tensky. And for Supra, he's blind. This is an opportunity for the T's. Finally, a man advantage game for Nordavind.
Finally is the key word that you said there. It's taken so long to see some major advantage go back to the favor of this T side. Molotov's down, sending the smokes out. AK's around the corner towards Short. He's completely blind though. He's going to cross out. Finally isolated. Shiro gets 1 frag with the AWP, but that's as far as it goes. Got Inters now towards Short behind the sandbags. The bomb plant will come through for Harry. Open situation, and it gets denied by the FAMAS. Are they going to defend it again? Are they going to hold on? No, they won't. HS and NATO there with the quick 2 picks. And 7 to the board of Nordavind here.
That's more like it for Nordavind. Getting that opening pick, using utility really well, playing the buddy system, which is a very common sort of element in Counter-Strike, and what that really is on a default bringing 2 players with you rather than just individual and spreading out very fast over the map. And we see 2 players entering out from the short pipe. Just an early smoke to stop any kind of Molotov, but there's no Molotov there.
AK's in, spray through. Trying to do some early damage to the T side line once again through wall bangs. Molotov down. They forced that information on the one player that was there on the short position. Still no early picks going forward for Gambit Yanksters or Nordavind in this round. It is just simple denial for the opening frags. Damage done short of the T side, but that's about all they've got.
Nordavind don't really have a lot of map control at the moment. You've got to think they're setting themselves up for a B play. They don't really have another choice. That's actually a re-smoke towards Monster from one of the A players, which means that there's going to be more util being held at B, and they don't have a smoke at B. But for Nordavind, this has to be a full commitment. They've got no map control up towards A, nothing towards connector, and they're going to have to deal with 3 players here.
And 4. That back for 2, they're going to line up, that's easy. That is just easy for the CT. Super gets 2, trying to make it 3. Tensky's on 3, in a 1-on-3, no chance for him. Bomb's been dropped, 30 seconds, this is going to be 14 for Gambit Youngsters. And there it is, they from Axel to close it out. And every time there is some massive response here from the Gambit Youngsters side, you know?
Imagine if they started CT too. Like, imagine if Gambit Youngsters started CT side. They're looking phenomenal. They're looking so great.
I'd imagine we're seeing a similar sort of LDLC 13-2 half like they were up against Endpoint a little bit earlier today.
One-sided. Unfortunate.
Very one-sided. Nordavind at this point they're looking for consolation rounds because there's just no way. The way that Gambit Youngsters are playing right now, like, there's just no way they're going to let this matchup go from them. Axel will be traded at least in favor of NATO Sapix. 4-on-4 situation. Shiro is also forced back. Only defender of the A-bomb site. Backup is on the way. And they go slow enough to the point where it should reach him in time. AK out here towards short. Super wins the fight. Sees one more out of connect to HS. Gets the trades once again to an even standing. But Nordavind rapid back around towards the B bomb site, knowing that they have caused a little bit of disarray there on the CT defense.
Oh, and the aggression coming out from one of the players towards bathroom. I think that's Nafany. Yeah, look, he's been able to force the rotators into that B bomb site. He can start to backstab. This could be massive, but HS is here. HS spots it. Now they can bring the bomb back to A, but it looks like they want to commit to B.
They're going to commit out Monster. One frag found by Super, not aware of the second player that's also there. 29 HP. He does damage and leaves it all on Shiro. The AWPer, the main man for the CT camp, flashes over. AWP is scoped in, and they'll go for a bomb plant. He will slowly face around. P250 out against Harry. He's waiting in the midst of the smokes, and Shiro repositions towards Shaw. Got to check out Monster. Sees his man, gets the kill, turns around, 1-on-1. Will he win this with a pistol alone? He doesn't see Harry. Yes, he does! Shiro! The pistol instead of the rifle, and it works for them. That's how good Gambit Youngsters really are.
Oh my goodness, P250 King, Shiro must have got some information from his teammates that they did some damage up. Realizing the fact, okay, I've cleared out the bomb site. He couldn't have fallen back to short because I've already cleared that out. He can't have got Monster because I've just taken down HS. We knows he's on the site somewhere. Maybe wrapped around to water, probably on the site. You can see him looking around. He goes, yeah, he's got to be in this smoke. So well played from Shiro, reading the 1-on-2. And Gambit Youngsters, 15-9. They could end it right here, right now.
And it's likely they will. Like, how do you look at this and think this is going to be amazing? How do you look at this and think Nordavind can come back? How do you look at this and think, yes, they're going to be able to win based off the sheer formation and the sheer level of dominance that Gambit Youngsters have brought to the server today? It's insane. Absolutely insane here for this CT camp. And I'm imagining that things are going to continue onwards for the rest of the matchup. They've only got so much time and so many to win.
Even Axel's deciding to pick up the AWP. Almost never see it in his hands. It's normally always Shiro. Nordavind establishing some long control. Now, if they're able to isolate the AWPer on towards the site, then they can maybe try and sandwich Shiro in to sort of stay hidden in towards bathrooms.
Axel, opening frag. AK H building his position, trying to find something out here towards the mid-control. Damage has been done. And the smoke's up, looking for the execute, looking for the commit. Flash out, NATO Sapix, first man in, gonna get some sort of kill. Harry's gonna get shut down by Axel. NATO's completely blind by a flashbang. Shiro's ready, sees the shadow, takes the bomb, takes the 5-on-2. One trade comes back from HS, but he's low. The smoke cleared. Nafany finds his man, and the AWP of Axel will close it out. 16-7, 2-0. Gambit Youngsters moving on to face LDLC in the semi-finals. What a performance from these guys, man. Every time we see them, they just look better.